Rorschach's Journal, May 14th, 2021. Found new toy to purchase. Can't trust my eyes, must investigate further. But all signs point to adding it to my bloated, bleeding display that can barely contain itself as is. There's a dark, dank, empty spot that only this can fill. Electricity and even water are secondary next to the almighty plastic. The accumulated past due notices will pile up about my waist. And all the banks and bill collectors will look up and shout, "Pay us." And I'll whisper, "No." Good joke. Everybody laugh.
Okay, people, welcome back to another Foosh Weekly. As always, I'm Robo, and alright, Hasbro, you gonna let me shoot this today? Stop showing more stuff. It's Friday, Marvel team, alright? The Power Rangers team said, hey, we're gonna have a Fan First Friday, we're gonna do some reveals, here's some pre-orders going up, and the Marvel team just couldn't take it. It just had to get in there. Hey, you doing pre-orders? Let's do! Ha-ha! But we'll get to all that after a stacked pile of news before it. If you're just here for Marvel Legends, it's way at the end. Because right off the bat, we're gonna jump right into the deep end of the Robo Don't Know pool with some Bandai SH Figuarts Dragon Ball. First, the departure to planet Namek Bulma. Seems like Tamashii Nations has done a couple of versions of Bulma, but those other looks wasn't what I think of when I try to picture Bulma in my head. Mostly because this Bulma is earlier in the series, and it's been a while since I've seen that, but I have seen at least the abridged versions of those first few arcs. But again, this is my mind's eye version of Bulma, and she comes with the number 7 Dragon Bowling Ball. Dragon Ball fans hate me. They really do. It's just like, no, that's not what it is. Bulma was quickly followed by Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I haven't seen GT, obviously. At this point, you should know. But I always considered picking up the model kit that looked like this. It's just an interesting look with the pinks and the oranges, but what it comes down to is, for me, Goku is an orange gi, different color hair, different hairstyles for each power level. But I do know the Kamehameha times 10. Kamehameha! Bulma is a P Bandai release, which means she's kind of exclusive, but Bluefin did bring it over to the domestic market, and she seems pretty easy to get. Goku, on the other hand, general release, sold out everywhere as soon as it'd go up. I mean, maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes, and last time I did look, it was still available on Sideshow, but most of the usual spots, gone. And that's even after all the comments I've seen of how much GT sucks. It's weird how that works. McFarlane is back at it. Well, at least for a new Spawn figure, and of course that makes sense. That's his baby. But before that, the GameStop exclusive Mortal Kombat Bloody Noob Saibot. We see a lot of it in the Mortal Kombat line. It's essentially the regular Noob Saibot with some extra paint splashed on it. But stuff like this gets us different stuff down the line. It's been a little bit since we've seen some new sculpt in the Mortal Kombat line, but this is what keeps it going. And I will say, I do like the blood application here more than how we usually see it. It's a bit more realistic. I'm no expert, but I have seen some episodes of CSI, and going by that knowledge, it looks like the blood splatter came in from a 45-degree angle from the lower left, and from that I can hypothesize that the victim was left-handed. Now get some DNA, and there's usually some semen involved, so yeah, let's get on it. But for the GameStop exclusive deluxe Mandarin Spawn, Todd pulled out the old video camera, or someone pulled out their phone. He did a video for it. And it's interesting how he talks about the added cost for something like this. Needs to be a store exclusive because they're willing to pay that extra cost, and then, of course, that cost trickles down to the customer. As for the figure itself, I love it, and I hate it. Is that weird? I love that it is the tried and true Mandarin Spawn design, along with a new head, a new forearm shield, and then a new loincloth. It kind of changes up the look and feel. And I really love all of the added paint. I mean, they went all out here. It's way more intricate with the colors and the placement, and even the black undersuit and the back of the figure is painted this time around. But the new parts kind of skew away from the Mandarin design, and all that paint just muddles your eye. You're looking at it and you can't pick one place to focus, which is kind of cool, but it also makes my head throb just looking at it. What the hell is going on here? It looks like somebody just took mustard and ketchup and... So yeah, I love it, and I'm probably going to get it, but I hate it, and I probably will not look at it as much as I do other figures. It's like eating a French fry that is way too hot. You know it's going to hurt, but it's so good. Noob is $25, Spawn is $45, both are expected in June. NECA continues their Turtle Tuesdays with a better look at their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon Ultimate, Mondo Gecko and Kerma. I don't have a lot of exposure to these characters. Well, I say that. I know of Mondo Gecko. I can pick him out of a lineup. I've seen the toys, I've seen the design. I just have no attachment whatsoever to him. But for Kerma, I couldn't tell you. No idea what's going on there. But they're calling it a 2-pack. It works itself up to an ultimate pack while having that impressive skateboard included too. Nothing wrong with extras. I've seen complaints online of Kerma doesn't deserve a figure or that it bumps the price up. And I get the price bump, but Kerma shouldn't get a figure? It's another case of, I don't like it, it shouldn't exist. Just throw it away, flush it down the toilet, or sell it off, because there are people who want a Kerma figure and appreciate the effort. I swear, you could hand a bag of money to some people and they would gripe about it being too heavy. Speaking of TMNT and, well, I guess money, Super7 has announced that they will be reissuing the 4 main Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You were waiting for it, weren't you? Ultimates! Turtles. Have I said turtles enough in the past 5 minutes? It seems like I just keep saying turtles and turtles and turtles. I think they've offered up the first couple of series again, but if you're just holding out for the 4 main turtles, or someone like me, because of the alternate heads, wants a separate display with just the vintage-inspired heads, and then in the main display, you're going to use the new updated modern-style heads. Yeah. Here you go. Plus, if you order it off Super7.com, they are offering it up for the $45 price point. It's like a retro release in so many ways. Well, at least a couple of ways. The figures are based on the retro designs from the 80s, and the price is based on the retro price from just a few months ago? Last year? Something? But they look so good together. Scheduled for Q4 2021. Mattel! It's few and far between that we have Mattel stuff to talk about. So when we do, it's kind of a nice change of pace because Mattel! And for their Jurassic Park / World Amber collection, it's not so much news as it is more confirmation on rumors or leaks. There's some pre-orders going up. There's stuff happening. Mattel's so weird about these things. It seems like they say you can put it up for pre-order, but no, we're not going to give you pictures. Because over on Big Bad Toy Store, there are pre-orders going up, the first being a Velociraptor. It says Jurassic Park 3, so I guess we'll see. Oh, I'm rhyming now. This actually finishes out the teaser image that popped up a few months ago that included Malcolm and Arnold. Another teaser from back then was a Dimorphodon, Ellie Sattler, and John Hammond, and those pre-orders have also hit BBTS. Both the humans are $25 a piece, and the Dimorphodon is actually a 2-pack, so it's hitting the $35 price point. All 3 are scheduled for June, and if memory serves, the schedule for Ian Malcolm and Ray Arnold stuck pretty close to what it was saying, so this should be good. This leaves a third teaser where we saw a Tyrannosaurus Rex, Alan Grant, and Robert Muldoon. And I'll be damned if Amazon didn't have a teeny tiny leak for Muldoon and the T-Rex. And I'm talking teeny tiny. I didn't make this blurry on purpose. The picture is teeny and, well, tiny. This is worse than the Masterverse leaks that happened last week. It looks like the T-Rex is actually a baby T-Rex, so it's smaller, but it does come with some compies, I guess, to fill out the package, and then there's the cast and the muzzle. I'm interested in seeing just how big this will be. Will it be in scale with the rest of the human characters, or Mattel? Muldoon is looking appropriately Amber collection-y with his short shorts, and then it includes some extra hands, extra head, the hat, and a cattle prod. Now, I'm not going to jump on the old, oh, they can't include guns in this line bandwagon yet, because we haven't seen the rest of the promo shots. I think it was Arnold where it wasn't revealed he had the severed arm until later. So hopefully, maybe Muldoon will come with his shotgun. That just leaves Grant up in the air, and hopefully we'll see that and, well, better pictures in general when Mattel sends out the promotional images. Just like they did this week with their Masters of the Universe Revelation Masterverse line. Just smooth transition. We saw little blurry pictures of Skeletor and Evil-Lyn, Mossman, and He-Man last week, but now we get a better look, a closer look at all the details, and it doesn't really change much. We got the general idea from those smaller pictures. This is just, hey, here's a bigger look at them. They do look nicely articulated, and honestly, as a group, it's going to make a nice display, but getting nitpicky with them and digging through. My initial reaction was, man, those are some long arms and big bodies, but if the heads were bigger, it'd bring everything together, I think. I actually really like Mossman and Evil-Lyn. Their designs skew a little bit away from the classics version, but fit into this aesthetic better. Skeletor, almost. I feel like his head is too cartoony. But He-Man, I don't know. All the elements are there. I can't explain why I do not like this figure. Make him a little bit more barbarian, a little meaner looking, or more powerful. Something. And I feel like it would just fall into place. Along with those, we also got our first look at Battle Cat, and I really like this. I like that they painted the mean eyes on the armor, so when he is Battle Cat, he's lean and mean. He's raw. But you take off the helmet, and it's the more meek Cringer. But then there's Skelegod, who I find the most interesting out of all of these because he's supposed to be way out of proportion and crazy, and it's not based on a classic look that is just burned into our brains over the past 40 years. It comes with the power sword, so I'm guessing this is him harnessing the powers of Grayskull or something, and he just absorbs it all, and, you know, kind of like the movie, just way less gold. We also got steals from the upcoming Netflix show, and I really like the look of those. It seems like a nice balance of classic and modern, where they're tiptoeing a fine line between 80s cheese and 2000 over-stylization. And while it almost looks like the toys were based on some kind of early concepts from this show, they just miss a little bit. They're duller and softer. Maybe it'll be a look better in person type thing out of the studio lights and the oddball pictures. Get them out of those Happy Meal packages that they're in. And is Skeletor's upper chest piece a separate piece from the harness? Because that doesn't look good. I don't know, that's just initial reaction. I may see them at the store and just be, that looks pretty sweet. I was watching Cincy Nerd's live stream last night, and somebody mentioned the Filix Toys Inkblot, so I had to go researching. I didn't even know it was a thing, but I found one store with pre-order and picks, and since then, there's been several other import stores that have popped it up for pre-order. Essentially, it's a 1/12 collective style Watchmen Rorschach. My only experience with Filix Toys was which one was it? Was it the Clown? It's the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, and I really like that figure. They did a good job with it, but it is true 1/12 scale. Runs a little small with the other superhero characters, but fits right into like SH Figuarts movie figures. But I guess Filix got a lot of comments from customers wishing that the figures were bigger to fit in with the Mezcos or your superhero figures. They included this picture, so the body's definitely going to be bigger and more substantial. Includes his grappling gun, the Journal Comedian's button, a rose for the lapel, spray can with lighter and flame effect, meat cleaver, hands, hat, and several head options. Absolutely perfect if you've been waiting for a 1/12 style Rorschach, or a good 1/12 scale Rorschach at all. I mean Inkblot. That's Inkblot. $100, ships early 2022. You know what would look kick-ass with that Rorschach? The Mezco Toys 1/12 Collective DC Gotham by Gaslight Batman. Now, when they teased this earlier in the week, I thought to myself, I'm going to skip this. Not because I dislike the design or anything, but at some point you have to say enough is enough with the Batmans. Or so I thought. Apparently, if you throw some steampunk stylings on it and then include a kick-ass looking glider pack harness thing, I'm in. I'm hitting the pre-order button before I even know what's going on. Wait, what did I just do? I said I wasn't going to do this. Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what happened. Plus, I succumbed to the old Mezco exclusive hype where if you don't get it in the first 2 minutes, you ain't getting it at all. I even started the Foosh front page article with, it's a Mezco exclusive, you better go grab it. So, of course, Mezco leaves it open for pre-order for 2 days. If I had said, don't worry about it, grab it at your own convenience, it would have sold out in 30 seconds. Besides the glider harness with hinged wings, there's a regular cape, blades, batarangs, goggles, grappling hook, a loose cowl, and 3 head options. To further the accessory count, Mezco also offered up their Victorian Vigilante accessory pack, but it was over in the Slugfest department. And then all the pictures had Doc Nocturnal posing with the accessories, but we all know what all this stuff is for. This is a clever way to get around the whole Warner Brothers mandate of not allowing their characters to be shown with guns. I was gonna say blades, but the Batman comes with throwing knives and batarangs, so I don't know what's up with that. But either way, this has to be intended for Gotham by Gaslight Batman. Batman is $150, the accessory pack is $20, should release early 2022. Now, we've talked about the Bandai Star Wars Mandalorian model kit a couple times now. 2 versions, slick silver, pale white. Depends on how much work you want to put into it. People were asking about the pre-order, and I had a link to Amazon Japan. That's where I grabbed mine, but they've since sold out. This week, listings went up for Amazon US, which is a good thing because everybody should buy one of these. It's the Mandalorian, it's Bandai, it's model kits. Hopefully, if these sell really, really well, they'll start making others. Because as far as I was concerned a couple of months ago, this line was dead. These were a surprise. They're higher on the US Amazon, and you have to wait another month, but once you add shipping fees from Japan, and the shipping being slow at the moment, it evens out. $62 for the shiny, $37 for the pale, should ship in September. And I'm not just wedging these in here to have something Star Wars to talk about. I'm not. Really, I'm not. Okay, maybe I am, but they're cool, right? Today was Hasbro's Power Rangers Fan First Friday, and as most of you know, Robo don't know a thing about Power Rangers. But they're interesting looking figures, they're Hasbro, and they're 1/12 scale. Did somebody say 6-inch? They revealed the rest of the SPD A squad with, what colors? Red, yellow, green, and pink. Red and yellow are fan channels, so they'll be available at like Dorkside Toys or Hasbro Pulse, Big Bad Toy Store, while green is a Best Buy exclusive, and then pink is at GameStop. For 2 packs, there's the, I don't know these off the top of my head, the In Space Blue versus Psycho Silver. I like the leather texture on Psycho Silver, and I really like saying Psycho Silver for some reason. Psycho Silver. Sounds like a wrestling name. Ooh. There's also the Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger versus Scorpina. If nothing else, I really like the designs of the villains in Power Rangers. They're just weird and wacky. They fall into that Fortnite category for me. I don't know them, but they look cool. Well, I'm just assuming Scorpina is a villain, right? Am I wrong? They're fighting? Or she looks villainy with that scorpion thing. For an early reveal, there is Andros. Now, this dude has a Jedi cloak, has kind of a spirally lightsaber, long flowing hair, and a dark undersuit. I'm all over this one. And when they said Astro Blaster, I nearly lost it because, I don't know, because I'm childish, I guess. Astro Blaster. There's also an alternate helmet, all in black, that made me think Superior Foes of Spider-Man Overdrive. See, to someone like me who's not into the property, I can use it as, oddball background characters or custom fodder because a lot of the bodies look good and the unmasked heads are fantastic to put on like Rebel Troopers or in the Marvel Legends, use it for different things. Custom fodder all around. Finally, for teas, there's this, and I'm guessing this isn't an Astro Blaster, right? Psycho Silver, Astro Blaster. Then there's Marvel Legends. Hasbro's Marvel Monday used to be the first Monday of the month. Well, that's right out the window because it could be any Monday of the month. It could be every Monday of the month. Hell, it could be on Fridays. It could be the weekend. It could be on top of another franchise within the Hasbro family's Fan First Friday. It's just like, oh, you showed that? Here we go. Anytime they damn well please, because they are Marvel ding-dang legends. But I'm not going to complain, that just means there's more for everybody, and the Marvel Legends train just keeps on a-rolling. This week, the boys revealed that we are finally getting an MCU Odin. The colors may be a little bit washed out, in fact, they may be completely wrong in some places, but it's Odin. It's that look. It's that aged ruler of Asgard. Does he need an Astro Blaster? It's just good to finally get this character on the shelf, or get this character finally pre-ordered to eventually be on the shelf. I'm just hoping he's larger like a lot of the other Thor movie figures. It seems like every character from the Thor movies kind of stands above the rest of the Legends. The other reveal for that day was the Avengers Endgame Iron Man Mark 85 versus Thanos. It's a cool pack when you first look at it, but then the more you look at it, the more weird it becomes. The main Thanos look is him dusting after Tony snaps the glove. And it's a cool effect, but there's other accessories that don't quite fit once you start putting them on there. The other heads don't have any damage to it, but you're still left with the chest piece that has the dusting effect on it. It doesn't have an alternate right hand, so he's always wearing the nano gauntlet, but it looks like the snapping finger hand doesn't have the gems on the back, so that's a nice little detail. For me, the winner of the set is Iron Man. I like the look of this, and I hadn't settled on a Mark 85 for my display yet. This may be it. Especially the Stark heads. Those look fantastic. I'd say that they look better than a lot of the import offerings, and yes, SH Figuarts fanatics, even better than that one. The armor isn't as damaged as that final scene, and I'm just now realizing that it's kind of more of a all-encompassing final battle pack. Nothing is perfect for any one scene, but evokes the whole scene together, I guess. Or it's an excuse to do more versions of these same two characters in the future, whatever you want to think. But that's not all. As I was walking in here to shoot, there was another mess of pre-orders posted. There's a fan channel exclusive Iron Man Mark III. A lot of people have been waiting for an update to this. It looks good. The reds may be a little brighter than what I think of with the Mark III armor in the movie, but I dig the forearm accessories that you can swap out, especially the rockets. Those look cool. I don't think this Stark likeness is as good as the in-game pack, but his head's also smashed up inside the armor, and he's got some heavy eyebrows going on. For the Captain Marvel and Rescue pack, pictures actually popped up on the Amazon Mexico site first, but the listing for US Amazon is up now. And essentially this is really just a pepper pack with a brand new in-game Carol thrown in. I'm digging all the accessories thrown at Rescue, especially the unmasked heads, but again, that likeness isn't as strong as I feel like some of the other figures in, well, this week's reveals have been. Not perfect, but appreciated, especially if you missed out on that first Rescue figure. This one comes with a lot more stuff. And the Captain Marvel in these brighter, nicer colors, and I'm thinking that's a new sculpt, right? But she does look nicer than the previous Captain Marvel figures, both in proportions and just overall look. Then finally, as far as I know, unless they've posted something in the past hour that I've been recording this, there is the Target Happy Hogan and Iron Man Mark 21 pack. Is it 21? Yeah, it's 21. Unless I'm mistaken, Happy is the only unique character that we haven't had before in action figure form announced this week. I'm all for updates and stuff, but yeah, I'm also down for new characters for the shelf. And the Iron Man is okay, kind of bland, but for you shell heads out there that need every iteration of the armor from the movies, and I guess there's not 85 of them. We kind of jumped a little there, didn't we? But this just adds to the armory. Various prices, links are all in the description. They should come out later or sooner. It's Marvel Legends. You never know. It could be tomorrow. And that's it for this week. Maybe. Doubt it. If I did miss something, we'll swing back around next Monday on Twitch, Monday Foosh Live, and the next weekend. If you'd like to see any of these pictures up close without me all in front of them, just curtains. I'll be posting all of that along with links to more information, pre-orders on the Foosh front page Saturday at noon. But if you can't wait that long, links are in the description. Oh, and this week Hasbro's just killing it. I got shipping notification from Dorkside Toys for my Marvel Legends Supervillains wave. Plus they got most of the Disney Plus wave. I'm seeing people pick them up at Target, seeing them at Walmart. Was it Walmart? It was Target. It was some retail store. I've seen pictures of the figures hanging on pegs. And that's cool. Well, except for we were expecting them 3 months from now. It kind of hits all at once. But the comic collectors get something. The MCU collectors get something. The people who collect both get a big old hole in their bank account. But then there's major blood being found at some Targets across the nation. That date is coming up. There's the Star Wars, Clone Wars Target exclusive wave that people have been showing pictures of the Father's Day display that it should go up. I don't know. There's so many figures coming, and the majority of it is Hasbro. At least on my end. That's what's taking most of my money right now. But dang, there's other lines and other stuff and other countries and other just everything. But if you enjoyed this Swoosh Weekly, comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus if you're interested in seeing videos early or just in a position to help out the channel, patreon.com. But wherever you're watching this, I'll always catch you on the Swoosh. Let's see, has anything else been shown? Nope. I don't think so. This thread on the Swoosh forum has jumped about 10 pages. Maybe they all went up at the same time, and that'll be it for today. Although I'm not gropping. Like I said, next week is a whole new week.